Well, Alex, Pernell Whitaker in the ring. Sweet Pea, his nickname. I guess we'll do it right off the bat. Everyone who knows Pernell calls him Pete. His nickname that you'll see on the back of his robe and here in Norfolk is Sweet Pea. And that came about because a lot of his friends here at one of his fights earlier in his career were chanting from the stands, Sweet Pete, Sweet Pete. The media up front thought they were saying Sweet Pea, and the nickname has stuck. So you'll hear various people that know Whitaker well call him Pete. That's what we call him, and what a dynamite fighter, Alex. I think that pound for pound, one of the classiest fighters in the world right now.
Well, I think he's developing that reputation, and it's fights like these that he can reestablish his reputation. Look great against Haugen. Let's see if he can sustain that.
There's the bell, and round one is underway. From Norfolk, Virginia, the IBF World Lightweight Championship. Pernell Whitaker in the red, Louie Lomeli wearing the red, white, and green, the colors of Mexico. Pernell Whitaker, a southpaw fighter, has his right foot out in front, and of course Lomeli being right-handed will have his left foot out in front, and something to watch during the course of the day, how often they step on one another and get tangled up.
There you saw Louie Lomeli try that big right of his and miss. For him to be in this fight, he cannot get discouraged when he misses. He's going to miss more punches than he's ever missed in his career. He's going to get hit with more punches than he's ever gotten hit with in his career. He just can't get discouraged the way Greg Haugen did and stop fighting.
One of the things that Pernell Whitaker wanted us to know before this fight was that if Louie Lomeli had watched the tapes of the Ramirez fight, where Whitaker fought mostly going backwards, he said Lomeli made a mistake. He watched the wrong tape. I'm going to be in his face just the way that I fought Greg Haugen a couple of months ago when he won the title. And that's what we're seeing from Whitaker now.
I don't think if I were preparing Louie Lomeli for this fight, I'd let him watch the Haugen fight. I wouldn't want to prepare for that Whitaker.
It's been a while since we'd seen anyone dominated the way that Greg Haugen was by Pernell Whitaker.
And and he moved Louie Lomeli back with that straight left hand.
And Louie Lomeli up against the ropes. And Louie Lomeli, used to being the aggressor, finds himself in an unusual position.
And he doesn't know how to hold on. He's hurt right now. He shouldn't be standing there. He should be grabbing him.
Especially in the early rounds where your legs are strong, you'd think that Lomeli would be easier for him to get off the ropes than it was. He's stunned.
And one thing that's interesting to watch, Dan, in the development of Pernell Whitaker, he has not been a very efficient finisher in the past. When he got his opponent hurt, sometimes he tied up too much. He tried to load up too much. This time, he didn't jump on Lomeli, didn't waste punches, but didn't really land any real effective punches once he had him hurt.
Combinations from Whitaker that scored, combinations from Lomeli that missed. Inside 30 seconds here in the first round. And I would have to think that right now Louie Lomeli is thinking to himself, you know, you're right, this guy's as good as I heard he was.
His problem was coming out for this round, trying to knock Pernell Whitaker off his rhythm. Right now his problem is survival.
It's all Whitaker in the early going. In between rounds, George Benton, the trainer of Pernell Whitaker, said, all right, you've already taken the fight out of him. Now take it from here. Let's see if those words are prophetic. Louie Lomeli was clearly stunned in the first round. And it is not a retreating Pernell Whitaker. Oh, and the left uppercut lands solidly, and another right has Lomeli hurt.
This is just target practice. Again, Lomeli so crude, so raw. There he clinched and held on.
And that's a smart move if you're Lomeli. They got him out of the corner. But Pernell Whitaker, just total concentration and absolutely no strain whatsoever. And if you look closely at the eyes of Louie Lomeli, you see a confused fighter. The right jab lands twice, the third time.
Whenever a fighter steps up in class, and Louie Lomeli's taking a big step up today, he runs the risk of what's happened to Louie Lomeli. He was a raw fighter fighting in AAA ball. Now he's in the major leagues, and he looks way, way, way outclassed.
The flicking right jab. Lomeli can't block it. Lomeli loaded up on that right and went over the top. That's Louie Lomeli's big weapon, but he loads on that right, Alex. He really telegraphs it, and you wonder how often he can hit a guy like Pernell Whitaker with it.
The only problem Pernell's ever had is the fact that he loses concentration. He can be totally dominating a guy like this, get so into his offense that he forgets his defense and gets caught by a silly right hand. As we said at the top, it's happened to him already twice in his career.
You saw a left to the body by Whitaker that was dangerously close to being a low blow.
Pernell says that he's gotten over that. He's matured past that. Now his concentration is total, and he certainly looks focused right here.
Well, Whitaker said, all I want to do is continue the high that I'm on after the Haugen victory. I just want to keep it moving, keep it rolling along. And that's more of a case of Whitaker letting Lomeli out of the corner than Lomeli fighting his way out.
There you saw Pernell back off. He's almost like the cat toying with the mouse.
And that stuns Lomeli, Alex.
As I was saying, Danny, it's almost like the cat toying with the mouse. I mean, he looks like he can hit him anytime he wants with power punches.
It does give you the impression that Pernell Whitaker has given Lomeli a break here in round 2.
Now listen, you got the ticket. Stick and move, stick and move, stick and move, and steal it. Now, sometimes you're punching from a little too far away with your left hand. You're reaching at it. Don't reach. Make damn sure your jab gets you close enough to fire. See, bring it. Come on. Couple times you punch a little too far away. See, it's all right. See, find your distance, right? And keep him on outside. Now, just keep him on outside. You're doing all right. You don't need to be in close. But when you are in close, cut loose. Okay. Use that jab and go to the body.
Well, Louie Lomeli, who has 20 knockouts in his 24 professional victories, quite obviously has never seen anyone as stylish as Pernell Whitaker.
Or as fast. We said in the Haugen fight, and he established it right away in this fight, Pernell Whitaker is the fastest lightweight with his hands in the world.
And clearly, Alex, being a southpaw works to his advantage. And a solid left to the body. A good counter by Whitaker. Rotates underneath and look at him score. A left to the head and then back to the body. And Louie Lomeli, every time he tries to throw a punch, gets tattooed for his efforts.
To take a page out of Mike Tyson's book, at least he's throwing punches with bad intentions. He threw 4 power punches there. They were crude, they were raw, but you saw Pernell there eager to get back to the fray, push referee Al Rothenberg out of the way. At least Louie has not given up. He's still trying. So far, totally ineffective.
Ooh, a nice counter flicking jab by Pernell Whitaker. What's working well for Whitaker is how he rotates low to get underneath the right hand of Lomeli. He goes low, gets underneath the right, and then comes up throwing.
That's working, and so is everything else.
But no one has ever questioned Louie Lomeli's toughness.
We said at the top of the show that Louie Lomeli can't win a decision. It's kind of inconceivable to think of that. He just has to go out for a knockout. It's obvious from the rounds we've seen so far, Dan, that that's accurate.
continue after that shattering left to the chin.
Pernell Whitaker says he's been fighting for 17 years and he's never been enjoying himself as much as he is right now. He probably will never have as easy a fight as he's had today. Let's take a look at the first knockdown. Lomeli still trying, but boom, an inside counter left hand just collapsed him. Dan said earlier, and I agree, it's amazing Lomeli got up from that punch. Here's another angle. Watch the inside left. Plants his back foot and boom. Pernell Whitaker, still a champion of the world. They say it's easier to get the title than it is to keep it. This sure was easy to keep it in your first title defense, Pete.
Well, Alex, like I said before, I worked hard. I worked extremely hard. Everybody get the same treatment. I train for everyone the same way. And today wasn't any different from any other fight. I'm going to work hard. I got good work ethics now, and there's no more being lazy.
Well, Pernell Whitaker certainly starting a new trend in children's hairstyles there. It's just as well the poor kid doesn't have Antonio Esparagotha as her father. Wouldn't be much room for that, would there? Well, our first slab of football now.